One thing that I also started to think about as I wanted to make sure that I finally started making progress in the gym, knowing that I'm over 35 years old, knowing that I'm starting a new job and it's 9 to 5 and it's in person, was that my habits that I had in my old job was not going to work in this new job. And I knew that professionally. I knew that mentally. I knew that if I could change my physical habits and how I approach working out, that I could really make progress in my mind, body, and soul. I really want a complete transformation. And I knew about 37 days ago when I started this new job, it was important for me to really embrace and think critically about how I'm going to actually change my physical habits to make sure that I'm putting myself in the best position that I can possibly be in. One thing that I always loved about guys in sales, and I worked in sales for a couple years, is the commitment to fitness. You may not make a sale today, but you better feel good about yourself. And the only way that you can hop on the phone with cold calls, hop on the phone and have 100 people tell you no today, and then be really hype and excited and have that same energy that you need to, that same confidence and fever, is that you got to make sure that you pour it into yourself in a way that's consistent, that makes you confident. My big four principles on manhood are that you need maturity, decisiveness, consistency, and strength, in that order. So I committed myself going into this 9 to 5 job, knowing I'm over 35, like the peak physical time kind of passed, but I want to make sure I get myself in the best position I could possibly be. I got long-term goals. I want a house, a spouse, and 3 kids. I need my Mustang, I need my Jeep Cherokee, and I gotta pay off the car I already have before I can even acquire those 2 vehicles. So with a lot of goals ahead, a lot of things that I want to do, approaching my job mentally, physically, professionally, differently. So I said, okay, cool. I'm gonna start this job. I'm gonna start this 9 to 5, and I'm gonna go in. I got the opportunity of a lifetime, and I'm about to take advantage of it in the lifetime of the opportunity. No one's gonna stop me but me. I'm gonna make sure I go into this opportunity, and I'm about to lick it. I'm about to lick it, lick the plate clean. They talk about everybody eats. Now I'm eating it all. It's on me. I got this. I'm going for it. I want it. I need it. This is an opportunity for me coming out of a career transition to really set a new tone, not just at the job, because it's more than a paycheck. It was about my life. My life is on the line. Physically, mentally, spiritually, I got to do things differently. So if I'm at, which I was at 27% body fat last June. I was working out consistently, going to the gym 4 or 5 times a week. I'm running to the gym 2 miles one way, 2 miles back. Sometimes I would walk, sometimes I'd catch the bus, basically getting about 5 to 7K steps. And I just knew that was going to put me in better shape. But it was the same tactic I was using over the last 10 years, doing my best to lift strong 4 times a week, sometimes 5. I'm doing full body workouts, and I'm switching up the workouts and doing something different. And it was really hard to build progress because I kept switching up my workouts. I kept switching up my workouts to do something different. And I just needed something simple that I could follow. Being over 35, working a 9 to 5, in person, in the office. So that really means, like, I also don't have like 7:30 to 9 o'clock. Really, I gotta get there at 8:30, honestly. And then if you gotta be early, you don't be on time. You have to be early. If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. So how can I get there at 8:15? I gotta leave my house 7:30. And then by the time I get home, I'm in a position where I gotta work partnerships and development. So in order to be able to make sure I can meet partners where they're at, when they need me to, I'm going to meetings afterwards. Today I got home at 7:30 p.m., left the house at 7:30 a.m. That's 12 hours out. How am I in better shape now? How did I lose over 10 pounds in the last 37 days? When I didn't lose 10 pounds, I was 217. I got down to maybe like 208, 210. Sometimes it'll fluctuate up to 212 over the last over a 8 to 10 month career transition. I was like, I really wasn't getting past my 200 pounds, just to keep it 100, guys. And so I was like, I really need to get under 200 pounds. I really need to get lean, because lean is law. And this is the way, right? But when you're working a 9 to 5, you're over 35. You're closer to 30% body fat. Like, there's a whole different mindset shift, an identity shift that I had to go through in order to really actually start to see the significant difference that I wanted to see. And I used to be able to be lean and have the abs because I existed and could like eat. I already ate kind of healthy, but once I got older and I started eating more of what I wanted, and I just knew in a job, I was kind of like eating my depression because I was just sad that I was in a career transition. And I just knew going into this job, I had to change my habits. I had to change how I was going to approach my physical fitness. And clearly running 2 miles each way to the gym wasn't working. Clearly lifting heavy 4 or 5 times a week wasn't working. The belly was still there. The body fat percentage was still there. And although I felt good, I still had to tell people I went to the gym. And I was like, okay, I'm just in this, I guess, skinny fat stage of I work out and I go to the gym, and it's been a decade and I haven't really made a difference. And so one of the big things that I had to do was just focus on how many steps I was doing in a day. Focusing on how many steps I took in a day. It was 5 to 7K steps. Because as soon as I went to the gym, worked out, and ran back home, that was it. I wasn't walking anywhere else. I was sitting on the couch, being sedentary. And knowing that I'm going to a 9 to 5, I'm going to be more sedentary. I'm going to sit more than I ever have before. I'm going from meeting to meeting, even if it is in person, to just go and sit, to go and sit, to go and sit. And then I have virtual meetings. I didn't even get up. I got virtual meetings. I'm not even getting up. So one thing I had to do to commit was getting more steps in and getting to that 8K barrier. I had to make that a consistent thing. And that's what I did over the first 2 to 3 weeks. 8K steps became the minimum. And one really good effort that I was able to put in was every single time that I ate, I just went for a walk. Matter of fact, I'm on a walking pad right now. Yeah, cheat code. Cheat code. I'm on a walking pad right now that sat and collected dust for a year before I even freaking used it. What are we doing, guys?